What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to Around the World with Steven. Welcome if you're new, and if you're returning, I appreciate you. Worldies and travelers, how are you doing? Hey, I'm back. I'm back. Okay, I'm glad to be here. I'm so sorry. I'm glad to be here. Yeah. Today I gotta go on for you. This was requested. However, before I get into it, join our Discord. I have been MIA on Discord for a while now. It's just because I'm figuring stuff out, but definitely I'm keeping tabs. Irony, you're doing a good work. Sky, Namjoon's Bay, Chio, Momo, all of you over there, man. You're doing great. You're doing amazing. If I didn't remember your name, I'm sorry. You're doing amazing on Discord. Join our Discord. Let's grow the family. I haven't left Discord. I'm still there. I just have a ton going on, but yeah, I'm gonna figure it out. Everything is gonna be fine. Trust me. And I'll be there 247. Well, today I have a good one. It is requested, and the title was so intriguing. I was like, "What, bro?" Now, I can't say much about it because y'all know I have a wife. But when I heard this story, I thought it was insane. The title I thought was insane. It says Hong Kong billionaire dad offered 130 million to any man. Guess what? To please marry his daughter. Tell me that's not insane. Bro, $130 million to marry his daughter. Basically, he's doing two things. He's giving you a wife and giving you financial freedom. $130 million? Are you kidding me? Make sure to like, to share, and subscribe. Let's get it.
Roll the music. Ding 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 ding. Boom.
Boom. Oh, I just go?
Yeah, you just go.
Roll the music. I feel like we're thinking of two different songs. There's a saying that nobody ever says in Hong Kong, and it goes like this. If you haven't walked barefoot across the Hong Kong Country Club's manicured lawn, you are missing out on a quintessential Hong Kong experience.
Oh.
The Hong Kong Country Club is known by the locals as the club, but you don't go clubbing.
Now that's something rich people will say. If you haven't walked of the Hong Kong, you haven't lived the quintessential, and that is a rich people English too. Quintessential. I can't remember the last time I used quintessential. I use important. I use very good. Quintessential. Okay.
There, you go golfing. It's a quintessential experience. One must absolutely not miss this type of feeling. It only costs you anywhere between $80,000 to $640,000 to join.
Points. Oh, $80,000 to walk that. Take your quintessential and take your experience. $80,000. Do you know what that can do? Do you know that is not even somebody's a yearly income? $80,000, bro. Some of these rich people, they throw out figures and it makes us look so inadequate. I want to take my necklace off because I feel inadequate right now. Hey, let's just.
This exclusive club.
So it's like a country club.
Yes, and it doesn't even matter if you have the money because you have to be invited to join and there's a wait list. You have to be sponsored by members to join. A member has to put their blood on the line and be like, you know what? This one I think is okay to hang out with us. I think so. I have a feeling this one's got some money. Yeah, you have to be invited. It is as exclusive as it gets. And they're pretty hush-hush about the members. But it's said that if you're going to run into senior businessmen with companies worth hundreds of millions of dollars, as well as powerfully connected government officials, it's gonna be at the club outside of this little country club parking lot, though. if you just drive past, you might see a Rolls Royce Phantom parked with the license plate Cecil written on there.
What?
Cecil?
Oh yeah, Cecil.
Cecil.
Cecil. Oof. The car belongs to Hong Kong billionaire Cecil Chow, the man that tried to sell his daughter online.
Oh my goodness.
Literally, okay? So, you know that feeling when it's 11 p.m. and you're online looking at a billionaire selling his daughter online? Yeah, that's
wait.
the feeling that I get all the time. You're like, you know what?
Wait. Selling his daughter? I thought it was like, oh, you know what? Marry my daughter, come get this. Well, that is selling, isn't it? Because I didn't think about it that way. Marry my daughter. I'll give you 130 million. Oh my goodness. And a Rolls Royce Phantom. First time I heard about a Rolls Royce Phantom, it was in a Drake song. He was talking, oh yeah, my Phantom this, my Phantom that, I'm like, what the heck is a Phantom? Googled it, was like, oh yeah, rap about it. Make a whole album about it. That car is dope. And a customized Rolls Royce Phantom, that guy is loaded. Selling his daughter. Mrs. Love, can we talk about... I'm sorry now.
Maybe I should finally go to bed on time. The pillow's not too warm, not too cold. None of your limbs are cramping. You're in like a comfortable position in bed. Everything is perfect. Just a little too perfect. You're about to fall asleep when, guess again, bits. Your body does that thing where it thinks it's falling and you start flopping like a fish and it feels like you're turning into a freaking drill for 3 seconds. You know that feeling? How often does that happen to you? I would say it happens to me once every 2 weeks. It doesn't even happen that often, but it's very annoying. Aside from just feeling unpleasant, it's also so hard to go back to sleep. Apparently, the reason that your body jerks while you're trying to fall asleep is because the brain gets confused and it thinks that you're dying. So it's just like, hey, are you still alive? It's just checking. It's just jerking your body as like a maintenance routine check, right? And you might wake up, open up your laptop, and you've got the page open to a billionaire selling the daughter to just like an on sale sign. Now, you might...
It says buy now. Buy. Do you know how insane that looks? A billionaire, her daughter, and then buy now. This has got to be a joke. Oh my goodness.
Pull up your laptop like I do and be like, you know what? Since I'm already awake, let me do some work. And then you go and you see this woman being sold online and you're like, but I can't stop thinking. I can't stop thinking about the fact that my body just thought I was dying. My brain was like, hello? So we got the Rolls Royce Phantom in the parking lot with the license plate Cecil.
That is the Phantom. Guys, tell me, this car is a thing of beauty. I looked up this car, and I never looked at my car the same. I looked at this car, and I get into my car and slam the door. I'm like, come on, man. You ain't no Phantom. This is a thing of beauty.
So I just want to give you some context. Cecil Chow is old money. Cecil Chow's dad was one of the founding fathers of Hong Kong's shipping industry, which is like, that's how you know people are making money, when they always answer that they're in some sort of random ass industry that you've never heard of. They're not celebrities, they're not CEOs, they're like, I own ships.
No, literally in Hong Kong,
Yes.
there were like a handful of billionaires back in the days. They're all ship tycoons.
Whoa.
They literally,
Support.
so they all made their first generation of wealth from ships.
Oh, he
Yeah.
apparently his dad built one of the most important shipping dynasties in the 1950s, which I believe Cecil's siblings have taken over. But Cecil ends up being like, you know what? I'm gonna do my own thing. And he becomes a real estate tycoon, just buying up land, developing massive commercial and residential properties. He owns apartment complexes, which I don't even know if that's the right way to put it. It's more like apartment villages. There's one compound that he owns. It's a collection of multiple skyscraper apartment buildings, and in the center is this whole ass fucking town. A park, massive pool, amenities. He's out here creating little cities in Hong Kong, all over China, in Macau. Oh yeah. He's getting his hands into the casino money. So he's making a lot of money. He's in the process of developing more buildings, and it's estimated that his collective assets, at least on paper, are in the billions of US dollars. He could be worth more. The way he does business is also very intense. There was one time people said, okay, Cecil Chow, you think he's going to be this fun, eccentric billionaire, right? But then you walk through a building with him and he's doing this quality control. He's looking at everything. And one time, one of the agents with him is stating that this chandelier is way too big for this space. It always has to be proportionate. This chandelier is too big. He looks at the agent, looks at the chandelier. Well, that's your point of view. Moving on.
Ouch.
He doesn't care.
Ouch. Oh, you wanted to, you saw the billionaire and wanted to act like, oh yeah, I know my job. I'm about to prove to him that I'm a good worker. You thought you were going to get oh yeah, you're a good employee. What's your name? Hell no. That is, there are people like that. When they see their bosses, they act like hyper, yeah, I wanted to show him I know how to work, Oh, boss, look, that chandelier is too big. That's your opinion. Let's move on. Bro, after that, I'm not going to talk to anybody for the whole week. I'm going to have a bad day. I would not take my breaks. I would not take my lunches. I would just dip. Bro, do you know how disappointing that has to sound? That's your opinion. Let's move on. You ain't got no quintessential tastes. Damn.
He doesn't care for people's opinion. He's very crazy. He says things like, rich life is easier than being poor. Which, like,
That's really good advice, sir.
I've never heard that.
I will follow that advice.
And it kind of makes people like him. I mean, they're definitely afraid of this guy. He seems a little weird, but they like him. He does nothing to downplay his wealth to the point where Cecil lives in Villa Cecil. It's a massive 4-story, 16,000 square foot modern villa in the middle of Hong Kong's wealthiest neighborhood. He wakes up. This is his morning routine. And we're going to get into it because part of his day, he's like selling his daughter online. Anyway, long story. Okay. He wakes up in bed, lays there for 2 hours to quote, think. He has a 10-foot wide circular bed, a circle bed, 10-foot wide.
Why does this sound so similar to
Roland? Oh, my God,
yeah.
it's Roland.
Wait, because you're saying the club. There's he wakes up and he meditates and thinks.
Oh my God, in his circular bed?
I don't know.
Bro, is that the secret to success? Because Roland did it. There is a club involved. There is a big bed. There is waking up and meditating or thinking. This man has a country club. Roland was a host of clubs. This guy has a big bed. Roland has a big bed. They wake up and meditate. Maybe that is the thing that is keeping me where I'm at. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to get involved in a club, going to get a big bed, and going to start to think. Whenever I'm late for a job, hey, what were you doing? Why are you late today? I was thinking. I was thinking. I got to wake up and think. I got to make millions. Oh my goodness.
He does have mirrors and glass everywhere in his villa. And his bed is covered in mink. And when he's done thinking, he walks over to his almost all glass office.
What about his body count?
Oh, 10,000.
10,000?
We're gonna get there.
What do you mean 10,000? He had 10,000 girlfriends?
Yes.
How old is he?
78.
What the hell?
You said before you've been with over 10,000 girlfriends. Is that true?
That's very true. I mean, more.
He has 10,000 girlfriends.
Definitely over 10,000.
Definitely
Like, at
over
the same time.
10,000.
Yeah, now he's 80 and he tones it down. He has like 4 girlfriends a day. He never keeps the same girlfriend for 2 consecutive meals. So he'll if he eats breakfast with you as his girlfriend, you're not staying for lunch, buddy. Pack it up. Yeah. So his whole house is glass, so he can see all his girlfriends in which rooms they're in. There's no point in even trying to rob the place because every single surface is prepped for your fingerprints. He wakes up. He puts on his all-diamond Piaget watch. This is literally a billionaire's morning routine. Are you even awake if there's not $250,000 on your wrist?
Oh my
He wants
goodness.
to know. He puts that on. He walks over to his office. He sits down. There's a button on his desk. He clicks it. It's a microphone. It's like this. Okay? And he just goes,
Ice cream.
He's 5.
Whoa.
He's 5 years old, I'm convinced. Ice cream. A few seconds later, the door will open and there's a woman carrying a gold tray with a pint of vanilla Haagen-Dazs and an expensive gold spoon right next to it. That's his breakfast. He just eats chunks.
Of ice cream?
Haagen-Dazs. Vanilla ice cream. Apparently he's really into ice cream. So his daughter
Man, screw the fitness industry, man. Y'all telling me to wake up and eat eggs for breakfast, to wake up and eat some nutritious, to wake up. No, that's not making me billions. Ice cream is. That's where the secret's at. That's what I'm gonna do. And you know what that reminds me? I watched a video about the White House. The White House is where the president lives in the U.S. And there is a button. There is a table with a button. And the former president Joe Biden said people think, oh, that is the red button. It's not a nuke. He presses it and they bring him ice cream. What the heck? It's the same thing all over. Same time, President Trump was walking through it and showing like what it does. Went to the same red button and said, people think this is a nuke. It's not a nuke. When I press it, it'll bring you Coca-Cola or something like that. I'm like, these rich people know how to really play with our minds. Same thing. Are you jotting it down? This is the road to success right here. This is the routine to success. We're all doing it wrong. They're doing it right. I'm going to change my routine now. Ice cream for breakfast.
says, the one he tried to sell. Okay, so he just
you
eats
gotta
there.
clarify. Why is he selling his daughter?
We're gonna get there. Okay, so he just sits there, raw dogging, no cone, no syrup, no drizzle, vanilla ice cream, and he says, "I think that every person living in this world is just here for one purpose. That is happiness." And then he leans down. He's got this Louis Vuitton duffel bag that's right next to his desk, and he pulls out a pair of designer sunglasses. But the entire duffel bag is filled with designer sunglasses. All it has are designer sunglasses. in there,
How many's
apparently.
in there?
Imagine how many you could fit in a duffel bag. I don't think he's ever counted.
Like hundreds of
Yes,
sunglasses?
in a duffel bag. And his
So confusing.
His house is just all sorts of crazy. People call it a fun house. There's mirrors on the ceiling. He's Roland. There's a 30-person dining table. There's no cohesive theme. So he'll have very ancient Chinese art worth probably millions of dollars. And then the next round over, like 2 feet over, you got like the Cause statue.
The what?
The little
What?
streetwear statues.
Right.
That's the vibe his house is giving. I'm sure it's all super expensive, but it's very confusing. It's just a lot, right? So just to give you some background, this guy is rich. And here's how we determine his wealth. We know he's a billionaire, but even the billionaires have ranks. There are tiers to wealth in places like Hong Kong. For most people, you would think, hey, you have a Rolls Royce. That means you're rich. You're richer than everyone else who doesn't have a Rolls Royce. But what if every single person in your friend group has a Rolls Royce? Then maybe you compare the model of Rolls Royce. Some are $300,000, others are $1 million. But what if you and all your friends have the most expensive model of Rolls Royce? You guys all drive around in $500,000 cars. Then it's time for the ultra elite money flaunting games. Can you guess what it is? Can you guess what tells multiple different Rolls Royces apart?
Okay, I don't know about Rolls Royce, but I don't know why. I'm in Monaco
You're in Monaco.
Monaco TikTok.
Okay.
Like they say, this is what it looks like to be
Yes.
in Monaco. And then you see these like hyper cars. I just saw one. They were like, in Monaco, there's always someone richer than you. So someone pull up in the Lamborghini, and then right next to it, another, I don't know, like a crazy $3 million Lamborghini pulls up right now. And then the valet drops the Lamborghini, runs to attend the other Lamborghini, you know?
Okay, that's crazy.
Like, and I think Hong Kong is probably like that. Like the level of wealth is insane, right?
Okay, so imagine though, right? You're in a parking lot. You are the valet, and there's 4 Rolls Royces.
Yeah.
Same make and model, same price. The MSRP sticker is still attached to each of them.
Yeah.
Same price.
Yes.
How do you tell which one is richer then? Gun to
What?
your head, you win $1 million.
I look for the oldest driver. Like whoever's the oldest, I'm going to that one.
The chauffeur? The chauffeur?
Not the chauffeur,
Oh.
the driver.
The owner?
The owner, yeah.
Ah.
I'll go for the old money. Yeah.
Literally old. He
Yeah.
said you're seniors. License plate.
Ah,
We're too broke to even be playing these games.
right,
Okay. License plates. If you want a license plate for your car in Hong Kong, you pay the government about $500 a year, which is technically not just for the license plate, but it's like for the vehicle registration. You get it. But you'll get assigned a random ass plate number, which is probably like 7203449Q, which is not rich. It's not cool. It's very poor. Okay, the most coveted are 1 through 9 because license plates, you can't have multiple of the same ones.
Yeah.
1 through 9, single digit license plates. They're a big deal in places like Dubai and like Hong Kong. Single digit license plates, they've got meanings. For example, in Hong Kong, they even do single digit letters. The W, 1W for fucking winning in life, bitch. Guess how much that sold for?
In Dubai?
In Hong Kong.
It's gotta be millions.
$3.3 million for a license.
No, you are kidding me. 3.3 million for a license for a W. For a W. My name is Steven. How much would an S cost, you think? Bro, that is insane. And somebody bought that? Oh my god, bro, for a license plate? Has a video ever made you feel inadequate?
Plate. The letter D, which stands for dragon. It stands for dollar. It stands for DI.
CK.
Divinity. You're disgusting. Divinity. Divine.
You set him up, Stephanie. You set him up.
It stands for
I would have said the same thing.
2.5 million.
D?
D. The D.
That's the most expensive D I've ever heard.
The number 9 sold for 1.6 million. Cecil has a Rolls Royce with a single digit. But this is where it gets confusing. Is he rich or is he faux rich? Because the single digit is 4.
The number is 4.
Yeah.
What?
Which is very unlucky.
Yeah, so I assume he got it for a lot cheaper, even though it's a single digit, because 4 is the number of death. But maybe he's so rich, the meaning is I can look death in the face and I still win.
Oof.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm too rich to be superstitious about
Whoa.
4.
Okay, I want a 4 right now.
Some people in northern China actually believe the number 4 stands for running water.
I never heard of that.
Really? So some people are like, maybe it's considered lucky for him because in northern China, some people think it's running water. But Cecil's from Shanghai, so I don't know how that matches. And then to match his Rolls Royce that says Cecil, he has a Bentley. It's an expensive one with the license plate Chow, okay? Anyway.
License plate Chow?
Yeah, Cecil Chow.
First and last name?
First name, last name, Chow.
Wow.
Damn.
It's giving Roland.
He is nicknamed the number 1 playboy in Hong Kong. Yeah, he's 80. So anyway, he's got 3 kids. Gigi the eldest, Howard the middle child, and Roman the youngest. They're all by different mothers. But Gigi is the eldest child. She's the only daughter, and she was named vice chairman of his entire real estate company. And it's stated that he's preparing her for the day that she needs to take over and run the business, which I can see why he picked her. Gigi Chow is incredibly intelligent. I don't know the rest of his kids. They're a bit more private, but Gigi, she's not just a Nepo baby. She's got this crazy resume. She worked in marketing for luxury houses like Rolex, AP, Montblanc, L'Oreal. She's an architect. She graduated from the University of Manchester. She says, I take instructions from daddy and I execute.
Ooh.
She said, I am his left and right hand. Some say he micromanages, but he knows all the ins and outs of the business. People say they're the same. Just both super stubborn, unafraid, confrontational, super good with business, both into flying helicopters. They're both pilots, okay? But there is a big problem. Something that could jeopardize the entire family. And he needs to... Cecil Chow is getting Gigi ready to take over his company, but he needs to fix this problem before she can be the face. And he has to let everybody know that he's planning for this future. Cecil Chow hosts this impromptu press conference, and he's got all the press involved. And he announces that he has a new position open. Any man can apply from anywhere in the world. The compensation for this position is a one-time payment of $65 million. One-time payment. The job in question is to be the husband to his daughter and heiress to billions of dollars, Gigi Chow.
Wait, I thought it was 130 million. And now it's 65 million. Did he go up? Or now does he want 2 man? Because 65 plus 65 is 130. Yeah. So he wants 2 men to marry her, or he just upped it. That is insane. Definitely you can tell his daughter took after her. That is no DNA test needed, right? His daughter took after him, like business acumen, everything. Like you could tell that that is not a billionaire's child who would sit, enjoy billions, and be no good to society. She is probably a billionaire in the making herself. Now that is insane for a girl that's that intelligent. You can tell her social life was probably not like us, right? Like when I say us, we don't have billions. We have time to go out to hang out, talk, and stuff like that. You could tell she spent all her time executing her father's will and wishes. So now her father is looking for a husband for her, and I can't imagine that applications didn't fly in. People who wanted the money and didn't have an ounce of love for her, didn't even care about her. People who just wanted to feel in the presence of billionaires. People that wanted links, connections, and stuff like that. I am late. I couldn't send my application in, and I'm married. My wife would hit my head with a frying pan. So I can't talk about me writing an application letter, but damn, how many men do you think would send applications in? Put it in the comments before Stephanie gets there.
Oh, when was this?
This was a few years ago.
What?
And the conditions, there's really no conditions. People
What?
are asking, okay, well, how do we qualify for this role? Because I want $65 million. And he says, I don't care if her future husband is rich or poor. The important thing is he is generous and kind-hearted and that she loves you and you like her.
It's very simple.
You like
Gigi
her.
must love him, and he must like Gigi.
What?
She loves you and you like
Bro,
her?
I can be the most caring. Bro, what? Care? I will bring you coffee in the morning. I'll make you coffee, tea. I will set an alarm for 4 a.m. I will make you coffee, tea, spaghetti, everything. You choose one, I will dump the rest. I will serve you out 65 million. Bro, Gigi, you are in safe hands with me right now. Gigi, what? Oh, iron your clothes? Bro, don't say it twice. Just give me the I roll. I will do it. What you want? What you want? Drive you around? I got you, Gigi. Gigi, what you want? Set up your table so you can come do computer work? I will do it for you. I will charge your computer, charge your phone. I will make sure. Man, just care. Gigi loves him and he likes her. Ooh. Gigi, I hope you like black men.
Yeah, people were like, wait, what? And in return, the new son-in-law is going to receive $65 million in cash, cold hard cash.
Okay.
Even the matchmaker will get money. They say, hey, maybe you're not the one, but if you know someone that's going to be a match for Gigi Chow, he's going to pay you the equal amount of $65 million.
Know someone? I am the one. What are you talking about? Know someone? I am the one. I don't care, bro. What do you mean even if you know someone? I don't know anybody. I don't have friends. Matter of fact, because of Gigi, I don't have family. Because of Gigi. When I get the money, now we can't be family again. Bro, do you know someone who who can love Gigi and take it? No, I am the one. I am the suitor. What are you talking about?
$65 million to the matchmaker, $65 million to the future husband. He's willing to give out $130 million in total for his daughter to get married.
Oh,
That's all he wants. Just this one thing for his daughter to get married. Eventually, he just ends the press conference, not providing any details on, like, what the fuck, sir? Are you all right in the head? Have you gone bonkers? He just speeds off in his Rolls Royce.
No.
He literally gets in his Rolls Royce and drives off. Most major news outlets are commenting, and even netizens are saying, Cecil, it sounds like you're trying to sell your daughter. What's going on? The news was actually so outrageous, it went international. Hong Kong real estate tycoon Billionaire begs any man to marry his daughter for $65 million. Within a few days, over 20,000 love letters, friend requests, emails, packages are sent to poor Gigi Chow. Gigi had to hire a full-time staff member to delete emails so that she could actually get to her work emails because someone found her work email address and they were just sending letters. All from men who wanted to marry her without knowing a single thing about her. There were so many random people getting involved. Gay men that clearly did not care for her were applying for the position.
what?
George Clooney's body double stuntman lookalike was like, hey, baby. You can be the Amal to my Clooney. Yeah. A lot of them were sending videos trying to get Gigi to fall for them.
I'm not very hairy. I like Taylor Swift and
You definitely not Harry. You like Taylor Swift. She likes business. You're out. You can't even spell romantic. Bro, you are so out.
romantic comedies.
I could love you long time for $65 million.
I don't know if these men know what it means.
I could love you long time. I can love you a long time for $65 million. Oh my goodness. Because $65 million will take you a long way. Bro, as long as the $65 million is in my bank account and hasn't ran out, I can love you long time. That's the best video ever.
Means to be attractive to women, because I've never, not once, ever thought, why can't a man talk to me about how good he is and everything, wearing nothing but a robe with his chest hair sticking out, drinking, holding a cup of coffee in front of his work from home station. Okay, his little desktop is right there on the desk. Looks like one of those standing desks.
This is a marriage proposal from me, George, to you, Gigi Chow.
Another man
Wait,
just
so you're saying you don't like that?
if you do
Wait
it,
a minute.
if you do it right,
Look, you could get into it.
I could.
Okay,
I
got
could.
it.
I've seen you in a robe. I've seen your chest hairs. Another guy is just like, I'm just gonna woo you. It's just a really bad audition for a bachelorette. One man decided videos are not the way to a woman's heart. Women like reading. So therefore, consequentially, I shall write a new erotic fiction about her every single day for 5 months. 150 new plots, 150 new positions, 150 new reasons to be placed on a government watch list. He was writing fanfic
Sending it to her every day.
for 5 months.
Oh my.
What?
But the best one, in my personal opinion, was a submission from a woman in China. And she was offering up her own husband. Yeah, she said, first of all,
Like, is she like talking up about the husband or like talking it down?
no talking up, like, please, just
You're such a good catch.
incredible. I mean, that's why I think you should also experience what I've experienced. And honestly, you don't even have to pay him, pay me. Just take him. Just get him out of his house. People were gathering outside the office building. Men
What?
had flown in from Asia, Europe, a few from Africa, just to pledge their undying love for Gigi.
If you're from Africa and y'all didn't tell me, you all did not tell me. I would have. Well, I wouldn't have flown in. Damn, but that is crazy. Fan fiction for 5 months. Do you know how much thinking needs to go into that? For 5 months, sending it to her, bro, for 65,000. Somebody's offering her husband for 65,000. Oh, 65 million. What? 65 million. What would you do for 65 million, bro? I would. Dang. Oh my goodness.
They said, Gigi, I have never met a woman. I have never, ever just spoken to a woman so special. I've never felt what I have felt about anyone other than you. Sir, I'm her assistant. That's Gigi. Okay, that's the vibe. Truly, everyone is saying
don't know
that she's
Gigi.
incredibly charming.
Oh
and
my
then all of the
gosh.
journalists, they're confused. You know, it's comical.
Like, honestly, shoot your shot, right?
Would you shoot your shot?
If I'm single, yeah. Oh, no. I would not. I don't even know what she looks like.
It's about what she looks like?
Oh, no.
Hey, what if you marry her and we go halfsies? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You're not her style.
Okay.
Yeah, just you wait, okay? All the journalists, mainstream media, they're actually confused because It doesn't seem like Gigi Chow needs help finding a husband. Because I think some people were thinking maybe something's wrong with her. Maybe she has a sour-ass personality and no guy wants to be around her and she's just an evil queen. But everybody says that she's incredibly charming and almost disturbingly down to earth. That's what a journalist said about her. She's so down to earth. The journalist interviewed Gigi Chow on Gigi Chow's helicopter that Gigi Chow was flying. Okay, she gave the journalist a helicopter tour of Hong Kong.
Not really down to earth, I would say.
Yeah, but the journalists, I don't know if they were paid. They were like, she's so down to earth. Anyway, as we were walking up to the private jet, okay, so then they were flying over their mansion.
No, like physically, they're not down to earth.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was what I thought the first time. Physically, they're not down to earth. They're what? Up to sky? I don't know. But dang. So what is wrong? What is wrong with Gigi? Because if she's down to earth, if she's kind, why is she not having a suitor? Like, she definitely went to school. She probably have old mates, old friends. Or, oh well, maybe quintessential life doesn't require school, but maybe she went to quintessential school. Nobody liked her, at least from her circle before this publication. Dang, that I don't know. I'm confused.
They're flying over Villa Cecil, their mansion in Hong Kong. You can even see it in the helicopter. That's how big it is. And she goes, wave to daddy. To the
Villa Cecil.
And so they're just waving to Villa Cecil. And she dips down and she points at the personal helipad on the property.
Damn.
She says, I usually land over there. This is my usual landing spot. But they said that she's very down to earth. She's a pilot and she flies her dad. Everyone says the two of them, they bicker like little friends. The 70-year-old dad doesn't like to be flown by anyone but Gigi. So she'll be driving around in the helicopter and she says, you know, it's actually pretty challenging to drive with him. He'll just tell me to land in the middle of crowds. I'll be like, no, daddy, we can't do that.
What?
And he'll all be like, come on, Gigi, it's fine. Just do it. Just do it.
It's gotta
I
be a
kind of like
joke.
that she's very upfront about being a Nepo baby. It makes me like her a little bit more. In one interview, she says, as soon as I could formulate a thought, I knew I was special. Because back then, the whole city of Hong Kong, there were only a handful of Rolls Royces in the whole city. Her dad had one of them. And so people would just stare as they drove around. And she said, everywhere we went, people would literally drop what they were doing and take pictures, you know, and watch the car go by. I actually found that very uncomfortable.
That's
Damn.
why I just only fly now.
She also drops these gems about her life. She'll be in the middle of a conversation and go, I spoke to Elon when he came to Hong Kong. And he said Hong Kong was his most successful business story. I scrutinized him and I asked him about his technology. You know, he's actually kind of a nice person. She also says that she's much more humbler than her dad. Her dad is the one that's into Rolls Royces, Bentleys. She, on the other hand, drives a Tesla Roadster original model. There's only 2,400 of them out there in this world.
Oh, wow.
She says she's also more of a Brompton bike to work type of person. So I was like, what the fuck is that? I mean, bike to work, that sounds pretty humble. I'm sorry. I looked this bike up. It's $2,000 for a bicycle.
Oh, she
What?
rides this like an expensive bicycle
A
to work.
$2,000 bicycle. Now, this proposal comes out and people are confused. I mean, she's not the most humble person, but she's very likable. She's very charming. How can she not find a husband? The thing is, after her dad makes this proposal, we find out Gigi Chow is not looking to get married. In fact, she's already married.
What?
So why the fuck does he want to find a husband for her? Because she's married to a woman. Literally.
So he goes, why don't you go find some guys? I don't really care for that.
Gigi Chow met Sean, ironically, when she was trying to buy a watch for Father's Day. And it's alleged that Sean's family is the owner of the Ball Watch Company. They're owned by the Eves family, and Sean is the daughter of the Eves or something like that. And it seems to be the case because Gigi said, Sean and I met through the introduction of a mutual friend on Father's Day. I wanted to get my dad a watch. Her being an expert, we spoke on the phone and she advised me on some good choices. The friendship stuck. We fell in love. We've been together for 7 years, grew accustomed to each other. Sean and I reached a point where she really wanted to make it official. So one day I came home. They live together. And she suggested that we should get married. And of course I said yes.
This is 7 years after?
Yes.
The dad's like, I need my daughter to marry someone?
Yes, they date for 7 years. They get married. 5 months later, the dad is like, I'm looking for a husband for my
No
daughter.
way.
For
What the heck is going on? She finds somebody, is in a relationship for 7 years. They are married. And now you put this publication out and people are working their ass off to try to win this 65 million. This is not fair, man. This is crazy. Your daughter is married. She is married. Dang. Now this feels good morning. Now this feels crazy. Oh my goodness. This feels crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. So what did they seek to achieve? Like, what the hell? You pull out your chest hair. Your wife was selling you out. Go marry her, bring the 65,000. Bro, after you realize she was married the whole time, how are you going to feel? I am going to feel disappointed. I'm going to feel so bad. Bro, I am going to flip. But to who? That's crazy.
$65 million.
Oh my God.
The two already lived together. They bought 2 Yorkshire Terriers, 2 little fucking Yorkies together. They started a business together. They're married. But same-sex marriage is not legal in Hong Kong, so they go to Paris to get married. So after getting married in Paris, Gigi goes home to show her parents the album of her wedding photos, straight up just like pulling out her iPad, swiping photos in silence. Dad, I'm really happy with her. I'm really happy. Now, mind you, he knows that Gigi is gay. He'd been knew. Like, they knew since she was a teenager. And he's just like, yeah, no, this is very, very wrong. Yeah, we're laughing because it's crazy, okay? He says that and then acts like none of this happened. He's like, no, you're not married, not in my mind. And then a few days later, press conference. I'm looking for a husband for my daughter.
6'5".
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Finance, okay? It's just crazy. When it gets brought up, they just tell her, you're never going to be accepted into Hong Kong high society. You cannot run this company. You can't do it. It's going to make your life hard, okay? So no, you're not gay. What? There will be a resolution, okay? But the reason that this whole thing blows up, it's alleged that Gigi wanted to just keep their marriage on the down low. Their friends, their family know. There's no reason to make it public, considering Gigi is a public figure, right? And her father's business is so closely tied to the whole family. But Sean makes a public interview and just drops that she and Gigi got married. And I don't know. Gigi looks a little bit uncomfortable in the interview, but like, what do I know? She could just be nervous, but some sources allege that she had no clue that Sean was going to say that night to the public and announce that they were married, so her dad retaliated and then posted the proposal. Anyway, Gigi said that after finding out that she was gay, because nobody really knew, a lot of her friends suddenly came down with a sudden case of onset homophobia. She said they suddenly got evangelical with her and threw Bible verses at her.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But she's known that she's gay since, quote, before she could articulate much in terms of language. Like, she's always known she's gay. And her whole coming out story was so traumatizing. She was 13. She had this girl over from school, and the two of them were in her room with the door closed. Eventually, the girl leaves, and her mom just casually asked Gigi, what were you guys doing in there? Gigi felt compelled to share her life with her mom and said, Mom, that girl, I think I love her. And her mom calmly walks over to the cupboards in the kitchen with Gigi and just grabs her head and bangs her head onto the kitchen cabinet, basically trying to bonk the gay out of her.
Oh my goodness.
Mom.
What?
And then after she got whack-a-moled by her own mother, her mom just calls Gigi's dad, the man that she's no longer together with. Her mom and her dad are not together, but shares Gigi with and calmly states, hey, your daughter is gay. Which, by the way, do your parents do this too? If I do something that my mom is proud of, suddenly it's my daughter, my daughter. If I do something that disappoints my mom, suddenly she's calling my dad saying, your daughter. And I'm like, lady. She's like, hey, your daughter is gay. And Cecil just says, no. That's it. Yeah, and they never brought it up again. They acted like it never happened. But Gigi is like, okay, you guys be in denial. This is me, and it's been me for as long as I can remember. But the strangest reaction to the news going public has to be her dad. He goes, he offers his daughter up for sale. Basically, the qualifications are so low. People are asking, are you sure? Do you have any qualifications? Like, do they need to go to a certain college? And he said, no, truly, he must like my daughter, and my daughter must love you. And there was
Now, that is the qualification that would never, ever happen. My daughter must love it. She's married. How is she going to love? And how is she going to love a gender or a sex that she's not attracted to? This is unattainable. I did not know she was married when the story started. When the announcement started, I didn't know she was married. I actually thought she was single. Now, if she's not attracted to men, no matter how many chest hairs you show holding a cup of coffee with your robe, she's not going to be attracted. So that part of the criteria is going to disqualify every person. Unfortunately, if you saved up your money, flew from Africa, Asia, Europe to the headquarters, I think you've got to call some banks for loan to fly back, because you're not getting $65, $650, $6,500, $6,550. You're not getting nothing. You're going home. Goodbye. And dang, this criteria was unattainable from the start. Whew.
so many men emailing Gigi saying, I can't wait to straighten you out. Yeah, they said they were going to cure her from her ailment. Now, side note, she has dated men in the past, and she said, the idea that a man could persuade me now to return to a heterosexual relationship, I think if we were stuck in the Ice Age, penicillin wasn't invented, and people died when they were 30, I could maybe put up with marrying a man and creating children. People say life is too short, but life is really, genuinely very long.
Damn.
Too long to be fucking around with a dude, okay?
Oh.
Yeah, she said absolutely not.
Wow.
She said, I am going to live past the age of 30. That's where I draw the line. Cecil even held another press conference to state, guys, she's not actually gay. Okay? She's not. He says that he's desperate looking for a good husband to take her off his hands. $65 million. Come on, guys. Many netizens and journalists were concerned that if Gigi didn't end up marrying a man, she would be disowned and thrown away as the heir of the company, to which she basically said, I'm not scared. She said, yeah, my dad could do that if he wanted. I have inherited my dad's charm and his nerves of steel and his ability to get along with people. If I inherit nothing more than those traits that he has given me, I'm perfectly happy with.
Wow.
She said she could easily make a living, no big deal.
Wow.
Yeah. When asked if she's mad about all of this, she says, not really. In fact, I wasn't angry at all. I was really quite touched, very touched, and how should I say, moved by my daddy's announcement. By the way,
Wait, what's going on right now?
this is the most unhinged thing, right? It comes public that she's gay and she's married to a woman. Then her dad goes public with this proposal. And then they're having these little back and forths, right? But it's weird because in some interviews, she's sitting right next to her daddy.
What?
She's saying this.
Saying what?
She's like, I wasn't angry at all. And her dad is like right there.
What's the dad reaction?
He's just sitting there like, it is what it is. I mean, I had to, basically.
What?
Yeah.
This is so strange.
It's so strange. It's really weird. They have so many problems, but they just go to work and they keep it professional. She said it's really his way of saying, baby girl, I love you and you deserve more. But maybe, yeah.
What?
Maybe Gigi is so understanding because he's just such a traditional man. You know, as a man who has never been married before and has 3 children from 3 different women and has stated multiple times to journalists that he's had 10,000 girlfriends in his lifetime. He's called the #1 playboy of Hong Kong. How can you really call this man a traditional man? Cecil told his 2 sons that dating earlier is better, okay? One of his sons came home from break because they study abroad because they're rich, right? And he starts living with Cecil in Villa Cecil in the glass fingerprint house. And Cecil is observing his offspring. Is he worthy of inheriting billions of dollars? Let's find out. One thing he notices is the son goes out like 7 times a day. He'll go out, he'll come back in. He'll go out, he'll come back in. He's going out for lunch, going out for boba, coming back in. Back and forth, back and forth. Each time, a different girl.
Whoa.
A different girl.
Okay.
Cecil said the pride in his chest was busting out. He said, I thought, wow, he's even better than me when I was his age. Yeah.
What is going on?
He says, when I think about marriage, it always frightens me. Do you want to have a whole forest or just one flower?
One flower? Of course. What kind of dumb question is that?
One of his favorite things to do on a free weekend is to head to his yacht with young 19-year-old girls in bikinis on either side of him. And his daughter, Gigi, flies them onto the yacht helipad in her helicopter. They'll be on the yacht in the middle of the ocean. And the dad will be like, hey, there's this 20-year-old girl in a bikini waiting on shore. Gigi will hop in the helicopter, go pick her up, and then drop her off on the yacht.
This is so strange.
Yeah.
This is so weird.
I don't know if I would want to become a pilot just to become a chauffeur for my dad and his 19-year-old girlfriends, but that is my own personal opinion, okay? He's throwing massive pool parties at his villa for the 20 women that are spending the night with him. That's why he has a 10-foot wide circular bed. I think circular beds are better for multiplayer sports. Because it seems like everyone that does a lot of multiplayer sports, they have circular beds.
10 foot.
What?
That's huge.
Yeah.
10 foot.
Did we get somewhere?
No,
Okay.
I'm just envisioning how big that is.
Oh yeah, one happy sleepover. All of them are his girlfriends. Cecil Chow is not just against getting married. He wants to date as many women as possible. And he seems on track for it because, like I said, 10,000 women, and he thinks that's a filtered number. He says that's a low estimate. Now, people did the math, but assuming he started dating at 30 years old, this averages out to 172 girlfriends a year, which really means if he's only dating one girl at a time, each relationship lasts for a little over 2 days. But sometimes he'll change his girlfriend 4 times in one day. Now, Cecil is clearly not a loyal man. Sometimes he's willing to date multiple women. Oftentimes, even at events or parties or just walking around town, he has 2 women on his side. One time in 2010, he served as a judge for the National Chinese Beauty Pageant because who else would be a better judge, right? But after judging them, he invites 19 of the beauty pageant contestants back to his mansion to eat dinner, except there's one rule. You can only eat dinner in your bikini. F that rule, okay? First of all, I hate that rule because when I go to the pool, and after you get out of the pool, you gotta eat some watermelon and like all the little popsicles on the side and the sodas. I be wrapping a towel right under my boob. Okay, no. Who sits there raw dogging, eating a meal in a bikini? I think that's crazy to me. That is wild to my brain, okay? It's so ridiculous that the media starts reporting how he's just acting like a king, selecting a concubine. But when this starts blowing up, Cecil addresses the media and says, I'm not ashamed. I hope my sons will be just like me. Because the greatest happiness comes from women. There are photos of Cecil Chow just staring openly at a girl's chest. Okay, so he's wearing sunglasses.
Oh my goodness.
Sometimes when you wear sunglasses, you feel like no one can see what you're looking at, right?
Yeah.
His face is basically shoved in her cleavage and he's just staring. So I don't know what he thinks he's hiding. Cecil, we know, okay? And he's in his late 80s now and dating a 19-year-old. There's one where he's dating a 30-year-old and there's pictures of them wearing couples outfits. Anyway, it's just a little bit crazy. He also has his girlfriends work for him in the office. 5 to 10 of his office workers are girlfriends at the same time. At first,
At least he's not just dating you, he's giving you employment too. Wow. That is crazy. He's dating you, giving you money and a job. Oh, Cecil, man, that's crazy. Also, man, if you are rich, you can do whatever you want. Whatever. What do I mean by that? Went to the beauty pageant, had all of them hold golden shovels. What does that seem to you? Gold diggers? I hope to God that's not what was implied on the show. But that looks like gold diggers. That is crazy. And then you have to eat dinner with your bikini and bro. And nobody objected to that because he's got the money. What are you going to tell him? What? That's not good? Bro.
a lot of employees were upset about it, but they, quote, came around. Listen, I don't know, but the argument was they're intelligent, they're good looking, and they send me information day and night. Doing business in China is challenging.
Wait, what is he talking about?
I guess he's saying like it's hard to trust people when you're doing business in China, but I can trust my 10,000 girlfriends. They never fail me. Yeah, it seems like he wants people that he trusts in the office. Cecil now is 86, and his recent girlfriend, I think, was 30. So, yeah, which Gigi is a good sport about all of this. She's pretty chill about the whole thing. She just says, we laugh about it. He's really happy that he's slept with 10,000 women. I mean, he definitely sees it as a good thing. Yeah. And she hits back and she says, since my dad thinks it's so easy for me to switch from gay to straight, I should just leave it for him to demonstrate. I think I'll marry a man when he marries a man. I love her. Yeah. One netizen jokes, she loves her father so much, she will only marry the same gender her father does. True admiration. Okay. But she continues to roast her dad, saying, in a world, a man can have 5 wives. So why can't there be a woman who doesn't love a man? He's not the most traditional guy either. Why can't she just live her life? Gigi finally responds online with an open letter to her father. So at this point, she's doing interviews with her dad. But then she's like, you know what? I'm going to put an end to it. We're going to cut this, okay? Dear Daddy, I thought the timing was right for us to have a candid conversation. You are one of the most mentally astute, energetic, yet well-mannered, hardworking people this humble earth has ever known. She's so smart. She's so smart starting her letter like this. Your confidence, quick wit, and charisma brightens any room you enter. I love you very much, and I think I can speak for my brothers also that we have the utmost respect for you as a father and role model in business. As your daughter, I would want nothing more than to make you happy. But in terms of relationships, your expectations of me and the reality of who I am are not coherent. I've had male lovers in the past, and I've had happy, albeit short-lived relationships. I found myself temporarily happy with men, happy by the freshness, the attention, the interest of someone physically stronger than myself. But it was always short-lived, as I quickly lost patience and felt an undescribable discomfort in their presence.
Damn. Discomfort?
The way
Damn.
she's just fucking roasting men in this letter is so good. Like, she didn't have to do all of that, but she said, I'm coming for all of them. She said, they usually made me frustrated and I would yearn for my freedom again. I've broken a few hearts of good, honest, and loving men. And I'm sorry that it had to be so. But with Sean a woman, somehow it was different. I'm comfortable and satisfied with my life and completely at ease with her. I know it's difficult for you to understand how I could even feel romantically attracted to a woman. I suppose I can't really explain it either. It just happens peacefully and gently. And after so many years, we still love each other very much. I'm sorry to mislead you to think I was only in a lesbian relationship because there was a shortage of good, suitable men in Hong Kong. So it seems like she told her dad, oh, there's like no good men here anyway.
There's no good men in Hong Kong.
And then he was like, let me find you one. It doesn't have to be here. We can go international, baby girl. She said, there are plenty of good men. They are just not for me. Wishing you happiness. Patiently yours, your daughter, Gigi. Almost immediately after Gigi publicizes this letter, Cecil takes down his dowry offer and he no longer wants his daughter to find a man to marry.
Wow. Huh.
Yeah, it seems like Cecil is slightly unhinged, but it does seem like he loves his kids. The slightly unhinged thing, again, is during this whole ordeal, they were working in the same office. Their offices are right next to each other, in like glass office. They'd be sparring it out, like typing online, and then they'd go into the conference room to giggle gaggle. They'd be like, what did the developers say? Oh, stop it. What should we order for lunch? No, literally. Cecil says, she goes to work every day, and we always see each other. My daughter and I have a very good relationship. Gigi is a loyal daughter and talented. She is the executive director of the company and is sensible in her work. Okay, some people did think this was genius, though. They think that maybe these people are playing chess with the media. Gigi coming out to the public as being a lesbian, as being a gay woman in a marriage, people thought that she'd be rejected by the business world. But by her dad doing this, it garnered so much international praise. They actually seem more forward thinking. The way she handles herself.
Oh, that is smart. It could have been a ploy all along because she dated that girl for 7 years. You think her dad didn't know that? Her dad knew that. They got married. Her dad knew that. So why all of a sudden looking for a suitor for your wife, for your daughter? Why all of a sudden? The business people are not going to accept you and stuff like that. When you knew your daughter was like that all along. When she was 13, her mom banged her head on the cabinet and sent her to you. You knew all along. Didn't find her a suitor. So I think this was a ploy to use the media to have her daughter come out, but in such a way that she garnered sympathy instead of scrutiny. And that worked. That is genius. That is genius.
It's nothing to be ashamed of. She's so straight up about it's such
I think the dad is too smart.
Yes, because the way he rescinds it immediately.
Yeah, the way, even like the whole offer, how ridiculous it sounds, it's gonna make news.
Yes.
And also, like, they had interviews together. Like, there was no, she wasn't mad. She wasn't mad about it. Like, she and a daughter and a father going like toe to toe in the interview, laughing and stuff like that, having all that stuff. And why did she post the letter? If it was a letter to your dad, you just send it to your dad. But she posted it for everybody to see. It is a ploy. It was a ploy from the jump. This is so genius. Man, they were 10 steps ahead of everybody.
And he's way too smart for doing something so dumb. He knows, like, you're not gonna catch some good dudes by doing this. So the main thing you're gonna get out of it is media attention.
And this, I think, pivoted the narrative because, I mean, I'm assuming same-sex marriage is not legal in Hong Kong. I'm assuming that the older generations of these business executives, he was saying you're going to be rejected by high society.
Yeah. Oh, you know, this action makes him look kind of bad.
And her good.
Good,
and you root for her.
So he's sacrificing himself for Gigi. Dang.
Yes.
Damn.
We got
by
played.
the player.
Yes. And I think it made everybody love them more.
Wow.
And it wasn't messy. I think it's crazy. It makes her look so good because I do think she is genuinely a very smart woman. Just the way that she's not mad at her dad, the way that she's very calm and collected about the whole thing. And she's like, it's ridiculous, but I think my dad just loves me too much. It's so classy. I could never behave like that. I'd be crying. I'd be like, my appa just so mean. And a reporter even asks her the question straight up. Are you guys doing this for publicity? And she said, I don't know, you tell me. You're the reporter and you're the one that requested this interview. She said, I'm sorry, am I really looking for publicity when you wanted to talk to me? Remind yourself who put you in this room, she said. Yeah. No, literally. Yeah. And Gigi has now become one of the biggest advocates for legalizing same-sex marriage in Hong Kong. I love her. She'll even do these interviews where she goes, my parents have been trying to turn me straight for the past 28 years. But here I am, still gay. Just love her. Okay. She thinks a lot of the reason that she and her dad are able to be chill about the whole thing is her dad just says outrageous stuff all the time. Netizens were just making fun of the situation at this point. Some people were commenting she should offer $200 million for a man to ask to marry her father and to love him. He's had 10,000 girlfriends and can't handle his daughter having one.
He had 10,000 girlfriends, not married, right?
Yeah.
Well, maybe try.
He said, she's 33 and still not married. I'm a bit worried about her. Sir, you're 76 and still not married. We're worried about you. Gigi and Sean broke up though. And she is now dating Jenny Wan. Jenny Wan works in asset management and real estate. They live right next to Villa Cecil. And Cecil seems to have accepted Gigi's partner. In an interview she did in June 2024, Gigi talks about how her dad has grown, saying, I will say that my dad has come a long, long way. He's now quite the accepting father-in-law. He always makes an effort to include my partner in all the family gatherings. He really made an effort to make sure that she feels part of the family. There are even pictures of the three of them during events and holidays, and he'll post them onto his own social media. And Gigi does these TED Talks on what she went through in empowering other gay women. And she's an advisor for the UN Nations Development Program. She's just fucking killing it. She's also an ambassador for the AIDS Concern Organization. Cecil has grown a lot. He's publicly doing magazine shoots with his daughter. They look fucking old money. I don't even know how to describe the money that just screams off that page. But the captions are talking about supporting Gigi and work on marriage equality. So he's backing her. Yeah. And then Gigi said that she randomly fell into this position of being an advocate. But she says, well, don't get it twisted. The fact that I'm fighting for marriage equality doesn't mean I want to get married. Okay, she said, I want to be single. So people are like,
Gigi wants to be single?
yeah, she wants same-sex marriage, but she doesn't necessarily want to get married again.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, which is just a personal choice, has nothing to do with her sexuality, which people are saying, damn, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Yeah, she said, don't get it twisted. I'm trying to have 10,000 girlfriends too. That's the story of Gigi Chow. Did we just discover that halfway through they're smarter than all of us?
Yeah, the
Oh,
real
yeah, for
reason.
sure.
Yeah, because
For
the
sure,
American news outlets, they picked up on it too. And they were just saying, it's crazy, it's homophobic, it's redonkulous. But maybe they're the smartest ones in the room.
True, I see that.
Moral of the story, get a pilot's license so you can fly your dad's girlfriends. And that's it for today's video. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Sorry, wow. Isn't that something? This billionaire and his daughter are crazy. Seriously. But they got me fooled. Did they get you too? Don't lie. Come on. They got us. They got us. We all didn't see that coming a mile away. That is crazy. And it is hilariously crazy. Now, that gets me thinking. Is that why they have billions and billions? Because they have minds like these and they manipulate us into getting their products without us knowing? I believe so. I really do. I really believe so. That is crazy. Yeah, shout outs to the daughter. Shout outs to him. Oh my goodness, this is a roller coaster of emotions. That is crazy, but I enjoyed the story. Did you enjoy the story? If you really enjoyed it, like, share, subscribe. Check out Stephanie's channel. It's amazing. And I'm back. I'm definitely giving you bangers back to back to back. So stay tuned, watch out. Love you all. Thank you for your support.